as much as I'm enjoying the conversation. Keep it flowing, folks. Transfer news. Moderator, stay on job with that. Has there been anything that's come out in the last hour or so as well? Again, it is what it is. What's that about? Let's set this to an hour, in fact. See what's come out in the last hour. All right. Williams stinking up the place over there in Brazil. So yeah, man, is what it is. Anyways, moving on. Let's look at some of this transfer news. Now, obviously, the Serge Gnabry dream's over, people. Like, as I said, if I'm Gnabry, I pick Real Madrid. Who wouldn't want to play? I'd really question Gnabry's ambitions and aspirations if he signed for Arsenal. As much as he loves the club, allegedly, London lifestyle, all of that, bro. This ain't Serge Gnabry that we signed from Stuttgart or wherever he was. You know, this is Serge Gnabry that's won Champions League and everything there is to offer with Bayern Munich. Someone that wants to be handsomely compensated and wants to win trophies at 26 years of age. He'd be doing us a favor, and I would love him. Obviously, if you got Gabriel Jesus to go with Eddie and Gnabry can play as a false nine and all these other things, amazing. But you'd have to question his ambition. You know, Arsenal, I hope we get him. I hope we got as much as we want. But beyond the pipe dream, that's a myth. You know, Real Madrid is Gnabry's preferred destination if he decides to leave Bayern this summer. Which, I mean, is better than going to Liverpool to replace Mane. Madrid for a couple of years. Hopefully, you know, you gave us Mesut Ozil, you gave us Odegaard. Hopefully, our path crosses again. People forget Gnabry can play as a 10. I firmly disagree. Gnabry is exactly what we need. You know, he scores goals. He can, you know, Arteta's free to do what he wants with him in all them other positions. He's in his peak powers. It would go somewhat to mitigate against goals. I mean, if Gnabry signed, you've got Odegaard who could score more, Smith Rowe and Saka. Obviously, you'd still bring in a number 9 to go with Eddie. I'd have a lot more comfortability with our ability to be able to get things done. I mean, I would take Paul Pogba, but Pogba isn't coming here, bro. And it comes with a lot of baggage. I mean, how you view Pogba is how you probably view Mesut Ozil. We've been down that route before. I would love Fabian Ruiz, but it looks like it's not going to happen. You'd rather Cody Gakpo. Shout out Cody Gakpo, but what I see is what I get from Gnabry, really and truly. So I'm having that, but apart from that, the dream's dead, innit? The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately, as we all know. So he wants to go Real Madrid. Allegedly, Real Madrid likes Gnabry a lot. The club's management has been in constant contact with the players' agents for a while now. Madrid is the Germans' favorite destination if he were to leave Bayern this summer. We did hear Haaland favorite to go Madrid and Mbappe once upon a time. How did them things there develop? I wouldn't say Telemans is underrated if everyone thinks he's a good player. It doesn't really make sense, that comment, really. But it is what it is. Big up yourself, DW. So yeah, that's Gnabry. Moving away from that, though, so I've already got the reports of this. Apparently, big up my guy, Giles. Arsenal are still interested in Arthur Melo as well as Telemans. They state that Edu wants to reignite Arthur's file, which led to interest in the January window. Arthur Melo needs to play to be selected in the World Cup 20 Evolution, mate. But yeah, in relation to this article, in Telemans and Arthur. Arsenal are looking to hire a midfielder on the bull market. Arthur from Juventus and Telemans from Leicester are of interest to the English club. The Belgium is well evaluated and considered a priority, while the Brazilian is an old target and continues on the list. The Gunners return to consult the situation of the last transfer window in January. On the occasion, Edu indicated the name of the steering wheel with whom he lived in the Brazilian team. Google Translate moving a bit crazy there. But Juventus negotiated Bentancur with Tottenham and did not agree on the loan of Arthur to Arsenal, a possibility that seduced the Brazilian. Telemans, as we know, is contracted until 2023. And obviously, it looks like he could be moving. Arthur has 2 years left on his deal. He's contracted until 2025. In January, one of the reasons for the Brazilian to accept the transfer was to have more minutes on the field with an eye on the spot in the Brazilian team that will compete in the World Cup in Qatar. He was not called up by their coach for the friendlies against South Korea and Japan in June. So if he doesn't go somewhere and play football, you're going to miss out on a World Cup. And how old is he? 26, 25, 26. After Melo, you got at least 2 left in you, 1 at your peak, but you don't want to miss that one. And even if you do get selected, you don't want to get called up when you're coming off the back of an indifferent season. You want to feel good, be playing bare games, feel important, etc. So yeah, it's a World Cup year. There's a lot for people to consider, both leaving this club and arriving. So that's that. Fabrizio Romano has said, "Hey, you're gonna have to go, man. You keep spamming, bro. Fuck out of here." Arsenal are still interested in Yuri Telemans. Plans have not changed. He's a target for the midfield. Hit the like button, people. Will take some time. 2 other clubs are also in the race for Telemans. He's going to leave Leicester this summer, so we'll have to see what is going on. Why is my name? Oh, someone shout out to you for at me and that. I'm about to say, what's that about? Apparently, Gilmondo to Arsenal, people, depending on where you read it. Apparently, Gilmondo, a Spanish left back whose contract ends in 2023. That's the links. That's where the links come from, as well as being a left back. Apparently, Benfica want to sell him. Arteta, the Spanish coach who runs Arsenal, has already asked the club for a left back, and that as first option, the name of Aaron Hickey, Scottish defender, only 19 years of age, who is contracted until 2024 with the Italians from Bologna. Guarantee the same sources. Gilmondo is being seen as a safer option that could be cheaper, despite Benfica believing that he can make between 15 and 20 million euros with the sale of the 26-year-old. According to the newspaper The Scum, this is not the first time the name of Gilmondo has appeared in the corridors, and Arsenal will have already tried to sign him when Emery was the coach. I don't know. Cucurella has been linked with City. Arsenal, City, which one are you choosing? And they might sell Zinchenko. We've spoken about Ake. Apparently, Nathan Ake and Zinchenko have been told they're free to leave this summer if Man City receives suitable offers. I'll take both of them, really. You know, fullback as well as at centre half and provides depth. They're both not the oldest, so why not bring him? You know, I would, you know, let's try and get Gab Jesus first, and then Zinchenko second, and then Ake. But fair enough, really and truly. So there's that. Let's look on good old AFC stuff and see what's come up here. Shout out to them. Man, ain't no one trying to hear about Matt Turner and that. Apparently, Arsenal and Man United, want to transfer Fabian Ruiz. We did hear in February that Arsenal have held talks with Fabian Ruiz's agent. The Spanish footballer rejected Napoli's contract of an extension. And for me, he probably ends up going to Spain, but who knows, man? We can't be the only club interested in him. So I don't think we're getting Fabian Ruiz, but for what it's worth, he would be lit. Club hard at work to keep Arsenal player. Everyone talking to each other to find agreement. What's this about? Unable to find game time under Mikel Arteta at Arsenal during the first half of the season. Pablo Mari decided to go, blah, blah, blah. His club finished 12th. Apparently, it's explained that Udinese are hard for him, initially over 12 million. Udinese can't afford to give him that. And this is the problem. He's contracted until 2024. But this is what I mean, you know. We got him for 12 million. We got Tomiyasu for about 16. Sometimes you can, when you've done your due diligence, like you've seen with Tomiyasu, then you get a deal. You get a bargain. Sometimes what you see is what you pay for. This is what I call expensive. I couldn't tell you how many appearances Marie's actually made for this football club. And if you broke down the cost of the wages and everything, how much that has cost us, you don't believe in him. And obviously, you've given him clearly decent wages and you want to recoup your money. So you make it tough to get rid of these guys. This is stuff like this and Willian. And in hindsight, I don't quite agree with it. But Aubameyang's contract is as costly as spending 52 million on Lacazette or 72 million on Pepe and it not working out. It's everything you do. So hopefully this gets wrapped up. But you could see Marie was shit from the start. But it is what it is where Pablo Marie is concerned, folks. Juventus, Inter Milan, and Roma are all interested in signing Hector Bellerin this summer, which is good for us if we can't reach an agreement with Betis. But Bellerin's all but confirmed that he don't want to return to Arsenal. He'd like to stay at Betis. The president has spoke, and hopefully we can give him his wish, man. Hopefully it gets done. But if not, you could go play under Jose Mourinho. I'm sure Wenger would WhatsApp you or call you and have something to say. But 3 massive clubs, you know. I'm sure Ainsley can tell you about Roma. You know, I'm sure you've crossed paths with Tammy. You know, Bellerin's a fashionista. Italy's the place to be. Big clubs like Juventus and Inter Milan, it needs no introduction. So I hope Bellerin gets his move to Betis because he deserves it. But if not, boy, you have to keep it moving, innit? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Listen, I hope Matt Turner, I'm about to call him Matt Turner's lit, but I can't verify him. 100 likes, we're at 219 people, so I hope he's lit, but I don't know. I can't verify him and the other guys. Ake is Rob, looks good when the team's got the ball. When he actually has to defend, the guy looks lost. I think that's a fair comment, a bit harsh, but I see where you're coming from with that. But you know, I've man seeing Pablo Mari on the books of this club, man. You know, so I'd rather us not do it, but I wouldn't be against it if it happened. And you know, give it about 48 hours. We'll be linked with Ake, like Gundogan, Cardi B, like Raheem Sterling, like Zinchenko, like Gabriel Jesus, and any one of the 20 million players that could leave City. Richarlison, Marquinhos, Martinelli. I mean, it's lovely for Brazilians, but I can't verify Marquinhos, Austin Tusty, whatever his name is, Matt Turner. Listen, big up all of them. I'm excited about the young. Well, I wouldn't say excited, but I'm excited. For all I know, I've never seen them. Like, I haven't got informed opinions. Of course, I go on the YouTube and that, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's for Hector Bellerin. Hopefully, he gets his move. In terms of Ruben Neves, who Arsenal's links, I feel have kind of gone quiet with Ruben Neves. It don't seem like if it was Barcelona for a sec. It seems like it went over to City. I once again shout out Sneaks for the cheering the bits on Twitch, which is basically a super chat. Apparently, Wolves are realistic over Ruben Neves, people. Wolves expect lots of interest in Ruben Neves this summer and are realistic about the chances of the Portuguese midfielder remaining at the club, people. Apparently, Scott Sellers said the ideal situation is we want him to stay, but I'm also realistic that when you've got an outstanding player, then the top clubs are going to come and try to see what the situation is. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. He also spoke about Adama. Ultimately, Adama doesn't want to sign a new contract. The Barca move did not bang. Bit harsh. Wolves are getting rid of Sace. But he's a good serviceman there. Apparently, Torreira tells Arsenal he wants to return to Fiorentina. Tell these broke guys get their P's up then. Or you know, we heard that you didn't agree to the terms. You and your agent, you know, you got to give or take, really, really, really and truly, you know. Maybe you have to concede, I'm going to earn a lot less, but I'm going to be happy. Do your thing. I love Lucas Torreira as a footballer, but I don't want to fucking hear your name ever again connected to Arsenal. I would like for you to have an opportunity. I do find it weird how Arteta is well known. Arteta just doesn't rate you as a player, and he rates El Nene. So I don't know why, but it is what it is. Torreira's told Arsenal that he wants to return to Fiorentina this summer. Why not, man? You know, it's always drama connected with this guy. Your transfer is always drawn out. Get your agent to flip and earn their P's. My intention is to stay at Fiorentina, but it will be necessary for the club to find an agreement with Arsenal. I'm perfectly fine in Florence and I'm fine in Italy. It was a very positive year, even if we failed to qualify for Europa League. Perhaps we deserved something more, but in the end, when you lose games, it means that you did not do everything you could do. Sometimes you must accept that opponents may be superior. Much credit goes to the coach who made me feel important to the team. Personally, I feel very loved by the teammates and fans. And when you have confidence in your means and feel trust from people around you, everything goes for the best. All these conditions help me to make it to the top and reach my goals, my record for goals in a season. Big up you, man. Pattern that. Stay over them sides. Why not go in and do what you need to do, really and truly? Apparently, hella reports are saying the same thing, people. Aaron Hickey is close to Arsenal transfer with Hearts set to land percentage of the 21 million fee. Arsenal are closing on a deal for Aaron Hickey. Obviously, he's being chased by a number of clubs, Brentford, Newcastle, AC Milan, etc., etc. People will have to, realistically, where Hickey and Gab Jesus are concerned, whether they sign for Arsenal or go elsewhere, we're probably not going to learn too much, at least until Scotland know if they're in the World Cup or not, and in which if Aaron Hickey on you know, going to Arsenal can enhance or boost your chances. You're probably going to be a rotation / second choice, bearing in mind he can play on the right-hand side. And Gab Jesus, obviously, Brazil got some things to be dealing with as well. Arsenal are pushing hard to get a deal for Hickey over the line. And apparently, Bologna have accepted losing him. But it's all right. You signed him for 1.5 million. You're making 21 million euros. Obviously, you got to give Hart some of the P's. But you're making some decent P's, man. It's making sense. Y'all can keep Lucas. Fiorentina don't want him. I mean, he's got to go somewhere. You know, it's not going to work. Didn't work out at Arsenal. Didn't work out at Atletico Madrid. went to Italy doing your thing, really. So why not? As you can see here, kind of confirming the same thing. Arsenal closing in on 21.75 move for Bologna defender Aaron Hickey. Now, again, until I hear medical, personal terms, fees been agreed. To me, as an ignorant fan, it doesn't seem like we're close, but hopefully I's can be dotted, T's can be crossed. Arsenal are closing in on a deal to sign Bologna fullback Aaron Hickey with a 21.75 move said to be very likely. That with a pinch of salt. So again, you know, just kind of reiterates what we're seeing here, people. So hopefully we can bring him into the club. We already spoke about that. We spoke about this yesterday, but as you know, William Saliba, you know, faces interest from Atletico Madrid, Newcastle, and Leicester. I'm kind of tired of speaking about him. If he wants to go, go. If you want to give him a chance, show him why he should be given a chance. The man is in French Team of the Year, Young Player of the Year, called up by France. Got a lot to work on, but has had a very productive loan spell, done everything he could be asked. I can't begrudge him for even wanting to go back to Marseille to stay there, because you know where you stand with the manager. You know you're going to play. You know, you're under the eye of and all the talking points in France and things. But as a selfish Arsenal fan, I think we could do a lot worse. Shitter players have been given an opportunity, you know, at this club. Marie, Holding, even though they're squad players, they've been given opportunities, not done anything with it. Mustafi initially, you know. I like Ben White. I don't advocate spending 50 million on him. At best, I hope that he shows that it's not even worth talking about it, but he's not better. None of them three centre-halves are clear of each other. Gabriel's not clear of Saliba and Ben White. Ben White's definitely not clear of them, and Saliba's not clear of them. They're all at the same sort of stage, which is why he should have a fair crack at an opportunity to bust through the team, really and truly, in my opinion. But what do I know? So we'll have to see, and I'm a bit tired speaking about that. But yeah, man, tomorrow it'll be AC Milan again, etc., etc. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's stance on joining Man United, Arsenal, and Newcastle, people. Apparently, he'd be open to the idea of leaving the Toffees to join Man United, Arsenal, or Newcastle ahead of next season, people. The 25-year-old is said to have no shortage of external interest in his services and seems as though a change of scenery could be soon on the cards. Now, hopefully he'd be available for a cut price because, you know, he never had the best of season, but yeah, apparently Newcastle are weighing up a move. United and Arsenal have long been credited. Unless Arsenal don't get a number of the names we've been linked with, then I think we'll go for Calvert-Lewin. And Man United the same. I think they'll go for Darwin Núñez and these guys and then entertain that. You know, I'm surprised they haven't linked Chelsea with these lot because they need a forward. And I don't think Chelsea are going for him. They're going to need to get Lukaku off the books, probably bring in Lautaro Martinez or someone that they've been linked with, and then look at it. I won't be against Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You know, he's got more to his game than giving credit for. I do think there's a role for him to have here. But as the main striker, it's a myth. I'm more open to Dominic Calvert-Lewin than when we first was linked with him. Not really my cup of tea and things like that. But yeah, man, it is what it is. But you're not getting 50 plus million for him, really. But it is what it is. Which apparently Ben Foster wants to play for Arsenal. Could you imagine? You know, already got all or nothings coming out. Come on, could you imagine the game he plays? You know, if Liverpool City batter us, come on, flipping hell. What? There was no stopping that goal from Mo Salah. Allow it. I've seen how this guy moves for what. If I was a Watford fan, he would pee me off. I like the fact that he's got a channel. I like everything Ben Foster's doing, but purely from a footballing point of view, this guy would pee me off. Could you imagine getting battered and then he's going up to Salah? Oh, how did you put that in? Come on, man. Like, you're just here to be part of the lads. That's dead. You need to be playing for #United and doing up the YouTube thing now, playing for AFTV FC. That's as close as getting to Arsenal. You know, I can't lie. I'm happy you get me. Big up Ali, the goalie at Wrongans. But if Ali ain't fit and he's working and things, Ben Foster, come, man. You know, you show you can do it in the Prem. Can you do it on a cold Sunday morning and then fill playing fields, mate? So, yeah, it is what it is, people. You just want to run bants with Ramsdale and things. Signing done, not that it will ever happen. Signing Foster would set the wrong precedent at the club, man. It's a joke thing, really, if we was doing that. So, yeah, man, let's leave that one there, innit, really. Arsenal named as only real buyers for midfielder. 3 names already analysed for potential swaps. This is Juventus and Arsenal. You know, I'm pretty sure. Let me guess without looking. Gabriel, Partey, and Martinelli are the names being linked. As you can see, Arthur Melo's still doing the rounds here. Again, the player is interested in moving to London. Arsenal are interested in him. Mikel Arteta probably trying to explore other options, people. Apparently, the Italian publication says that while the player is worth nearly 50 million euros, not sure about that, maybe half. You know, I know there's been questionable how he got to Juventus and that whole swap deal with him and Pjanic. I'd entertain Pjanic on loan as well. The Serie A giants evaluate potential swaps to sort his departure soon, and with Arsenal claimed to be the only real buyers for him, the old lady already analysed the possibility of landing some names such as Martinelli, which again I wouldn't advocate none of this. So this is all a myth. Juventus Martinelli swap as Arsenal target after Melo, as you can see here. It's probably a myth, and no, just no. What's this? This is linked us with Neto, who apparently Edu wanted to bring in instead of Ramsdale, which is a myth. You know, we could be interested in hiring him. Obviously, there's the links between him and this guy's going to want decent money. There's no point bringing this guy to the carpet. It just does not make sense and sets the wrong precedent. What's this? Arsenal news. Arsenal's chances of convincing William Saliba to stay has become a little more challenging, with Marseille cleared to make signings for the summer. So they're not under a transfer ban. It's not. No one cares about that. Have they got the bread to put on the table? If they've got the bread, have your man. If not, safe. Enough said. You know, Fiorentina, you know, we're struggling to sell Pablo Mari, Torreira, all of this. Torreira, we're eager for you to go as well. So, yeah, man, his agent has casted doubt. There was a contractual problem with Fiorentina. My priority is to find an agreement with them, so he's not thinking about other teams for now. It's not over yet, but the chances of Lucas staying in Florence are very slim. Why? Ramsdale said Jamie Vardy's a tough opponent. Arsenal in the race for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Pickford's gassing up Ramsdale. You know, meow, 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 meow. Mr. Kurt Zuma's avoiding. He's going to have to hold it, people. Mauricio Pochettino's son is gone, much like Gasper's son over here. Arsenal and Man United target Talisio is a free transfer. And again, with our injury record, it don't make sense. And apparently Arsenal are in the fight to sign Decore. You know, the Lens brother, he's decent. I'd rather go Palace and play on the Vieira if I was him, despite Arsenal's prestige. But yeah, man, doesn't seem like there's anything groundbreaking or new here, people, really and truly. So with that, I think that's the transfer news, isn't it? Really and truly. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. Let me have a little butchers again. So yeah, man, unless it's Gnabry, Gabriel Jesus, Telemans, you know, of Arthur Melo here, give it a couple of days, we'll be linked again with Our and that. But apart from them names there, it's looking a slow news day, really and truly, where nothing really is going down. You know, Martinelli's been linked and stuff. Apparently, Bayern are hoping that by signing Sadio Mane, Serge Gnabry would notice that his starting spot is under threat and would agree to being sold this summer. Fair play. Apparently, many top clubs are after Gabriel Jesus, but the team that is in pole position is Arsenal. Apparently, Bellerin has said, the only thing I know is that I have to go back to England and we'll see. I'm sad to leave Betis. Well, you, Torreira, all of you are going to have to rock up for a couple of weeks at London Coley and then fuck off. I can't imagine, you know, again, I think if I'm, you know, where are we going on holiday this summer, pre-season? We're going to America. Bellerin, Torreira, you lot should all get left at home. You know, you can play with the 23s and sort out your futures, really. And I think that's what will happen, people. Apparently, the Athletic on Gnabry links. I've not heard anything to suggest that's going to happen. So it's a pipe dream. Apparently, Gabriel complained of discomfort and didn't participate in training with Brazil today, and he'll be assessed by team doctors. Hopefully, that is nothing too serious. So yeah, it seems a dead news day, really. So yeah, apparently a Brazilian journalist said many top clubs are on Gabriel Jesus, but the one in pole position is Arsenal, and the player wants to leave Manchester City. Jesus is very close to signing with the Gunners. He's very suited to English football. He wants to stay in England, and Arsenal want to make a good offer. So Arsenal will probably take on Gabriel Jesus, who lost his place with Brazil in recent months. Arsenal are ready to make a great offer, perhaps even for 50 to 60 million euros, and are in pole position, people. James McNicholas said, I would love Gnabry at Arsenal, but I don't see that as a realistic outcome. I've not heard anything to suggest that's going to happen, people. Apparently, Arsenal and Chelsea are the chief competitors for Everton striker Richarlison, who obviously is considering his future over there at Goodison Park. Whether these guys sign for the club, as you know, is completely subjective. Probably does not happen. Half of the rumors are nonsense, which I always say to you lot, talking about it and purely nothing more, people, really and truly. In fact, there was an article on The Athletic that I wanted to read with you guys, people. Our physio team sucks. Afternoon members, please make sure you're asking your questions. I see Cam, I see RK there. Please make sure you're going on the YouTube community tab and getting your questions in. I wanted to see what this was saying, people. Big up my guy Art the Rose. Arsenal striker search comparing Jesus, Osimhen, and others on Arteta's shortlist, people. I'm scrolling all the way down. You know, it's well documented. We've at times been linked with Tammy, Calvert-Lewin, Osimhen, Martinez, Shamaka, etc. Apparently, these lot are looking at stuff using charts. The first thing to, I mean, what we know about Gabriel is one of the best pressing forwards and system strikers in the world, as his manager at club and country level say. But in terms of goals, he's not really that. So I can see why it attracts Arteta. Pardon me. The first thing to say about Jesus is the most of his footballing last season did not come as a centre forward, which if he gets an opportunity, maybe he scores. City often deployed a strikerless system, and the 25-year-old carved out a role for himself on the right-hand side. As you can see, 37% of his opportunities, or better yet, is 1,860 minutes came on the right-hand side, people. So, yeah. So it's unlikely he'd provide an option if Saka needs resting and whatnot, but it's unlikely to expect him to be there. Nevertheless, looking at his output last season from right wing, you can see how much he contributed to City's attack. His expected goals from shot creation, his rating is 87 out of 99, and just how well he... Similarly, his work rate off the ball will certainly be attractive to Arteta. And obviously, defensively, I mean, we see how he's used with Lacazette. We know all of this, you know. We can do all of this. We know all of this. We know Jesus can do all of this. It's just, can he do all of this and score goals? Because it's not the same, but this is what allowed Lacazette, because he done all of this but didn't score goals. Statistics wouldn't have been kind in this, but he scored goals. We kind of need to marry both together. Looking at his shot pitch, so again, yeah, not really had much to work with there. And as you can see, low quality chances, really, to high quality. His goals, however, came when popping up in more central areas. We know that. Apparently, a non-penalty expected goal of 0.48 per 90 is nevertheless very good. The 10th best in the Premier League among players with over 500 minutes game time. So, yeah, I mean, these things show you a bit more positive. There's a trend here. Expected goals in each of the past 4 years, so that might not be something. Again, if he has a platform to play, then he might do something different. DJ, I know it's fine on Twitch, but you can't play a YouTube comp on here while streaming on YouTube, right? Me at 4:45, 15 minutes before kickoff. It's final business where the under-17s European Championship is concerned. So yeah, we know this about Gabriel Jesus, that he works hard from wide areas. Dominic Calvert-Lewin now, you know, obviously he's affected by injuries. He played just over 1/3 of available minutes this season. When it comes to assessing his threat, it's perhaps more representative to look at his shot map. His shot map for last season, as we said, based on specifically fewer minutes, but the story is the same. Put the ball near the opposition penalty box and Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be there to shoot. So he's someone that will come alive in the area, people. We'd have to see. So yeah, that's that. Have to see how that one develops as well. The 25-year-old Yorkshireman is a player who thrives in the 12 yards directly in front of goal. Well, we want our striker to do that. Perhaps his greatest value to Arsenal, though, would be in offering an ability to change up the way they play. Of course, you can smack the ball at his head, you can hit it into his chest, and he can play ball. It's not amazing, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a better player than a lot of people are giving him credit for, and myself included. Not my cup of tea, not the first choice. People. So yeah, you can, you know, I'm trying to scroll through the waffle. Tammy Abraham, we know who is interested in him. He was often isolated up front and used in quite a direct fashion, hence his low ratings for link-up play. I actually feel his link-up play and his variety of movement has improved a lot, but it probably won't be kind to him statistically. Obviously, the way Jose deploys you is different. Like you can see working the channels, making that runs. Still a lot to go from Tammy Abraham, but I wouldn't be against whatever in it, but he's going to cost a pretty penny. So, yeah, his shot map demonstrates that the quality of his average shots is quite high. 0 point expected goal per shot is a 20% chance of scoring with a given shot on average. Like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he thrives off those characteristic poacher goals, either in the 6-yard box or the second 6-yard box just beyond that. Abraham is powerful, tall, and an awkward shape for centre halves he's up against. It makes him very difficult to deal with. And again, it's showing you the example. I mean, we don't need fancy heat maps and these things to show us that someone that's 6 foot plus should be good with his back to goal or be able to do a thing. Despite his good goal scoring record, it's interesting to know Abraham undershot expected goals this season. And I don't want to give him Serie A tax, but Fabio Capello said Tammy Abraham, Osimhen, Lukaku, you know, what does it say about the level of a country that's labeled as the best defenders, that these lot have come to Italy and scored goals? Or Immobile went to Bundesliga, it should be easier to score goals than in Italy, and was a bagsman, and he's had indifferent times in Italy. So, yeah, that gives me confidence that Tammy could do a lot more if he has to shoot people. He undershot. His expected goals suggest he has chances worthy of 18.3 non-penalty goals, but he finished with a still respectable 14. In most cases, Arsenal must weigh a striker's capacity to generate chances against clinical finishing. While Abraham be complicated, Chelsea have an 80 million euros buyback clause, and they've probably got a healthy percentage. If you take it, man, really and truly. So, yeah, Shamaka, who we've been linked with, he seems to, you know, be open to just staying in Italy at this moment in time. It is what it is. He does score all different sorts of goals, people. 6'4", you know, he's got good link-up play, which is slightly less than the others. Maybe it's the club he plays for, but 79 out of 99, it is what it is. I like how he likes to run in behind. He likes to attack that space, as this is about to show. This Raspadoni guy is quite decent as well. He's very cultured, and he does play on instinct. Last season, he had non-expected penalties, expected goals out of 10, but he outscored it with 15 non-penalty goals. 3 of those known with good movement to get 3 of his markers. He seems like someone that's just going to join the ACs, the Inters, and all of them sort of teams there, really. So I wouldn't say Arsenal are gonna go for Donny, but where there's a will, there's a way, I guess. No. So, yeah, we'd have to see Lautaro Martinez. We know he's lit. And it says the same thing, people. We know with Lautaro Martinez, it's just there's only been a couple of seasons he scored 20+, and he's still chasing a season of 20 in the league. He hasn't got too many of them. He scored 18 from open play. We know this guy's quality, man. We know he's got a variety of goals. I mean, if Lautaro could arrive, why not? And we know Osimhen's sick as well, like. Looking at the aspects of their game that held Arsenal back last season, obviously, well, we know awareness and a striker to score goals is an issue. Crazy. Osimhen also has the pace, strength, and composure to keep up with and then finish counter-attacks. And he can obviously operate as a lone striker. All 14 of his non-penalty league goals came from inside the box, so he sniffs chances, but he needs it laid on him. Apparently, similar to Martinez, Osimhen does not play those short, sharp passes to a nearby opponent very often, which may be an area of development, clear area of development, because you've seen it with Lacazette to a degree, even Aubameyang with the goal he scored against Spurs. And actually, Eddie, you know, Arteta demands that of you, really, really and truly. Lautaro, the dream, Jesus, the reality. Probably, you know, I'll be surprised if we do anything past that, really. 269, 20 odd more likes, people. Come on, man. So, yeah, and it's name dropped Eddie Nketiah. And again, you know, out of all them names, I would say Osimhen's a myth because Napoli, you have to give the bag. He's not listed, but Isak's a myth because his form's shaky. He's not worth, I feel, what Sociedad want, and that's really a myth. Who returns to Inter, then that's different. But Lautaro Martinez, they probably don't want to let him go. Pardon me. We ain't got Champions League football. Obviously, Tammy, you got to spend a bag, but I think it's fairly attainable. The same goes for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't know why I didn't list Martinez, but it is what it is, man. So yeah, that's that. You know, we finished the transfer news thing, but I thought, why not extend that slightly? So yeah, that's that where the transfers are concerned, people. Let's change that to transfer news. Yeah, that's that. Shamaka more likely. No, look, I don't think so. I would argue Jesus is the same quality as Martinez. Can we just get some deals confirmed? Tired of being linked with all these men all the time. You think Nketiah and Jesus as our main strikers next season is enough to get the amount of goals we want? No, I hope so, but I mean, neither player has a record for scoring nowhere near the amount of goals that we need, bro. You know, I'm just betting on Jesus has a platform. As we just saw, he predominantly played up front on the right hand side, plays up front. He might give you some change, but I don't know. Eddie's done well with his opportunities, and you know, we've given them both an extended platform. Maybe they score, but if you ain't got the CV, then it's a bit of a myth. And obviously, I'm betting on their potential the same way I'm hoping Saka, Smith Rowe potentially keep scoring. You know, Martin Odegaard got 7 in the league, I think. Can you get 10 and 10? 10 goals, 10 assists. Martinelli, can you get 10 goals in the league minimum? So you're probably making up the difference. That's why, on top of it just being a euphoric signing for the fans, Gnabry would have helped us, especially if we're not going to sign 2 strikers, which we was led to believe, even 2 strikers regardless of Eddie. But now it feels like it's 1 striker and 1, so probably not, but I hope to be wrong. Like at this moment in time, I don't know how you could sit there and say expects to do that really. So yeah, man, it's a bit of a myth. Let me scroll all the way up, man. What about Hallion? Just based on how he was last time in the Prem, myth, man. He's shown he could score goals in Germany and in Holland, but I would say forget about that one. No, you can't. I don't know if you heard me, Ross, but you can't play. I can't. Not on YouTube. I can't do that. Perisic is going to look like how William was to Arsenal. I don't know about that. What else are you lot saying? We are the 3rd biggest team in England. We shouldn't be struggling in signing big names, but no Champions League, no big players. I just want the right players now, man. I just want the right players. It don't matter. Just Pepe out, Jesus in. I think regardless of Pepe's future, we were going for Jesus, and I don't think Jesus' future impacts really. I mean, the market's not, until the market's done, I'll shut my mouth. But yeah, man, if you're a Spurs fan, you're excited right now. I mean, and an Arsenal fan, you're a bit agitated. But let's give, as I say, I'll give the club the luxury of the whole month or so. If the window closes and things aren't done, then yeah, I can get onto them. How realistic is Gnabry? I know we ain't in the Champions League, but if he likes the club as much as it seems, surely you join and help us get back. I mean, love and wanting the club is not enough, but I would love it to be. I don't think there's a chance of Gnabry at all, really. It's just a dream, really. Really. If I'm completely honest with you, like, I just think it's that. Then they better lower their wage demands, Bellerin and Torreira. I hear that. Shout American Gooner as well. I mean, the Moroccan lad that's at Sevilla, I didn't really think much of him, so it's a myth. Why choose Palace over Arsenal? Because you're more likely to play in the Vieira aspect, really. I mean, I don't really care for big names. I want the right players. I wouldn't say we went out and grabbed any big names, but I just want the right players. You know, how many big signings or signings of players that people rate have people waffled about and then they've been meaty? Just we're at the stage we need to just deal with what we're dealing with first. I can't even lie. I'd love Tarkowski on a free and make a profit on holding. Fair enough. William Robin clubs, nothing new. Afternoon, DG. What do you think of Fabian Ruiz contract issues? I mean, he's someone that if there's a small chance of coming to Arsenal, we need to get it done. But I can't see it happening, man. You know, at least not while he's exhausted the more creme de la creme options. Have a bit more optimism, man. Tammy's clear. Marseille ain't got the bread. Until I see any player wearing the shirt, to me, they're not coming. I've been let down too many transfer windows and been told we're getting our first choice players just to get our third choice. Paredes, once upon a time, would have bust him at this club, but yeah, man, he's looking a myth. Arteta destroyed Pepe emotionally. I can't comment because I don't know what they've said. I mean, he's technical director / director of football, so he has a hand in transfers. So Eddie's gonna have to show you. No, I wouldn't consider Ziyech. At least they can return to the carpet. I say return, come to the carpet. Would you sign Gilmore or Loftus-Cheek if Chelsea are willing to sell? I'd rather Gilmore, but I don't think they're going to sell him. We need more foundation and some quality, though. We need to see how much we got. If it's 150 million, we would need more. Spend correctly, man. I know Martinez is no Aguero, but when he was at Atletico, he played in a 2 and started to learn as a lone striker. It's an excuse saying he plays in a 2 by Arsenal. I hear that. Gnabry would be like Alexis. Completely different, but I see you again. I don't know where you're on there. What's good, bro? Do you think Pepe was treated unfairly this season? I think he was harshly treated by Arteta at times, but at the same time, when things are working, it is what it is. Bellerin's still on the payroll for another year, man. I don't know if it's realistic to get that Frankfurt Donny, and I don't think I'd be going for him, really. No, I wouldn't take Tossart. Great player, but he doesn't improve us, really. And for what? He's a technical base player. We got Smith Rowe and Odegaard. Like, bring me some centre mids. I think Martinez is the right move. He's a good striker. He can set people up and score himself. I think he's the man. Gnabry should want to come if he likes the club as much as it seems. Bro, liking and loving is not the same. You can like whatever you want, bro. Like, he's 26 years of age, bro. Like, like Real Madrid, Arsenal, there's no contest. Like, come on now. Even that, like, again, if Liverpool were onto you, if City were onto you, if Chelsea were onto you, I'm not saying he's going to pick any of them teams above us, but you've got a decision to make with no emotion. And when you look at it with no emotion, it probably casts to not pick for Arsenal. Respectfully, Chelsea or Arsenal, I'm an Arsenal man through and through. I'd probably pick Chelsea. They've won the Champions League more recent. I don't know for their new owner, but there's a bit more expectation on them than it is at us, really and truly. You know, looking at it harsh, we lost 3-0. The managers names being chanted. They've won the Champions League more recent. They've won the league more recent. Liverpool, I don't need to break down why that's a more attractive proposition than Arsenal. City, the same. You know, Real Madrid, the same. There are reasons to want to sign for Arsenal. You've got unfinished business. You know, Mikel Arteta, the London aspect, the feeling of importance and being the main man, where you're just going to be one of the main men at Real Madrid or Bayern Munich and things. You probably get a decent wage and a decent length of contract, but it don't make sense. You know, liking the club, loving the club, all that jazz is that's as far as it goes. You need a lot more than that. You know, love ain't enough. Cesc loved the club. He still went and signed for Chelsea because Arsenal are moving iffy. Cesc loved Barcelona. Still did everything he could in 06 to win that game. It don't make sense, man. Pepe, just move on, man. I mean, if it's up to me, I'm not selling Saliba, innit? I mean, whether Pepe was used rightly, wrongly, not used, I'll be real, I don't care. I don't care. Like, just done it off now, innit? Pepe, keep it moving. Arteta, keep it moving. We'll speak about it, but that's it, man. Listen, underused, using him. Some people say he's not been used. He was underused. We should play more direct. Should have given him an opportunity up front. None of these things are necessarily right or wrong, but me personally, we're at where we're at. He's got a new agent. He's contracted until 2024, the same length of time as Saliba, Martinelli, and Saka. You've heard contract talks or the aspirations of Arsenal to engage in contract talks with them. Nothing with Pepe. £72 million man, can't get near the lineup. It is what it is. Writing on the wall, man. It's safe. I said the same. I'd question Gnabry's ambition if he signed for us over them clubs there. And that's not me being harsh. It's a fact. What? Arteta chats